Hey guys, what is going on? It's your boy Fallen here for Sputnik Entertainment, and I wanted to give you guys another opinion and some insight into the Bird ES1-300 electric scooter. Last video I put out on it was me just having very early thoughts on it. Now some of those thoughts have changed, some of them have not. I actually got some more opinions on it, but here's a sum up. I put in the past 3 days about 30 miles on it, riding around New York City, and I am enjoying this ride a lot. Now, let me quickly tell you that your experience with it will vary depending where you live. If you live in a major city like New York, Chicago, LA, Miami, where there's a lot of flat roads, there's a lot of paved roads, this scooter is really good for you to use. Now, you can buy it for about $350 at your local Walmart, Sam's Club. I'm sure there's other retailers that carry it as well. But to give you a heads up, so the whole aspect of them saying that you get about 15 miles per charge, that there's a lot of variables involved in it, what I learned the hard way. The first time I've taken it out for a long ride, the battery was close to max charge. I went from about 60th Street all the way to the Battery Park in New York City. So if you guys want to look up, it's about, I think about 3.5 miles, maybe even longer range. And I was able to get there no problem. Now, it was my first time riding it. I was experimenting with different speeds. I was experimenting different acceleration, braking, etc. So all of that played a role. Now, on the way back, it sadly died on me. Now, I did not have it max charged. I had it maybe about 80 to 85% charged at a point in time, but it should have got me back home. It did not. Now, I am above the maximum weight that is lifted on it, or listed on it, I'm sorry. And the maximum weight is 220 pounds. And actually ordering, I was worried that, is there some sort of a scale associated with that it just won't ride? Well, it does ride. It does push to the maximum speed of about 15 miles an hour after a bit of acceleration, but you're going to be going through the battery a lot quicker. Now, if you're going about 6 to 7 miles an hour, your battery is going to last you a lot longer. Now, also, it depends if you're going up to a very high incline surfaces. Now, with me being bigger, I've tried to go up certain hills and parks around the area. Some hills it was able to struggle through. Some of it died about halfway through, and it wanted me to give it a little push, which is a little bit disappointing because I've seen some other electric scooters be able to handle it. Now, I'm sure it's a combination of the engine or the motor that is inside of it, in addition to me being a heavier person. All of those factors play a role. Now, what else? You do feel the ground beneath you. Now, this does not have the greatest suspension structure associated with it, meaning that if you're riding a lot of not super well paved roads, with bumps, etc., your feet do absorb a lot of that feel. Now, I've been riding in my Nikes Pegasus, which are running shoes, so they already do have some cushioning associated with them, but they're very light shoes. They're meant to be very light for running purposes. So I do feel a lot of bumps, any sort of curbs that or inclinations that I'm going over, that suction does go into your feet, but you quickly get used to that feeling. So if you have have more heavy padded shoes, skateboard shoes, etc., I'm sure you will feel those bumps a lot less. Now, I also have been researching. There's a big community associated with electric scooters or overall electric vehicles. Now, there is a lot of modifications that could be done to this. As I mentioned before, this is actually being made by Segway. So Segways, of course, are known for their Segway transportation devices. They use the Bird brand, have a brand partnership associated with them to build this. So overall, construction of it is very well done. Now, because Segway also has partnered with a few different companies such as 9bot. 9bot actually makes most of their fleet. Their parts are interchangeable. So if you look at their ES1, ES2, and ES4 electric scooters, a lot of those parts can be used between those models. Now, there is an electric scooter that is, I believe, ES2. You can buy an additional battery pack. Now, that battery pack will set you back about $250 if you buy it from the Segway online store. I've seen it as low as $180 on third-party marketplaces. Now, that battery pack not close to only doubles your battery range, but it also gives it a little bit more kick. So it increases not only the distance, but the engine associated with it. It gives them, because you're putting in more power, it's able to go faster, it's able to go longer distance. So it is quite a price tag to add on when you buy something for about, like I said, $350. You buy an additional battery pack for about $250. You're putting it already at about a $600 range. At that point in time, there might be other scooters that already have a pretty good battery associated with them, pretty good engine, and some features this scooter might not have. Speaking of features, there is a Segway 9bot app. Now, it is not currently compatible with the ES1-300 scooter. I've seen some videos going back to about January of 2020 of people purchasing the scooter first then. I'm sure some people purchased it before then, but I started seeing reviews of it come out then. And people mentioned that they also had similar issues connecting it to the app of the 9bot. Now, the scooter does show up on the app of the 9bot, but when you do try to connect it, the Bluetooth on the scooter makes a sound, makes it seem like it's trying to connect, and then after a while it says something along the lines of this device is not compatible with the 9bot app. Now, I'm not sure if Segway does plan on creating support for it, and it's kind of interesting that it has a constant Bluetooth signal associated with it. Now, I'm not sure if it overall impacts the battery performance life, or it is a very minimal factor. I'm not an expert on that topic. But speaking of the community, there is a lot of hackers, modders, etc. that do sell modified circuit boards, control panels, etc. for this scooter. Now, I've seen these flashed boards be available on eBay for about $40. And they're already all completed for you. So all you have to do is unscrew the top portion of your handlebar or of your pole, pop out your existing control panel, and then swap it out with this one. I'm guessing there's not too much wiring that goes into it, but I do plan on purchasing it for a couple different reasons, and I'll tell you why. So with the flashed circuit board, it does allow you to have control over the 9bot app, which is really cool, because one of the biggest features associated, it allows you to have different modes built into it. So it allows you to have a more optimal ride, meaning that you go longer distance but at a lesser speed, or if you want to go sports mode and go really, really fast, of course you'll drain the battery faster at that point in time, but you're going to have a nice fast ride. Now, if you do upgrade the battery and if you do get the flashed board, it gives you that close to 15-mile range that they're promising out of the box, which is nice. And this is one of the reasons why I am trying to lose weight, so I can have better mileage associated with the scooter. So what else? What else can I say about this? I know that there is a lot of other accessories you can purchase for it, like baskets, wallet holders, etc. There's also a cell phone mount, so you can mount your cell phone on it, which is very nice. I have not used the braking mechanism too much. I'm still getting used to it, and I'll create additional, like I said, videos on this scooter in the near future to give you guys update. Now, the board I was worried about because I've seen a few other boards, such as on the boosted scooter. It is a much bigger board associated with it. It has a bigger suspension also on it, and I was worried if I'm going to be able to stand on it. Now it does allow you to stand pretty comfortably. Don't worry about that. As for the charge, the battery does charge pretty quickly, and if you do get the upgraded battery pack, you just charge it through one port. It does close to double the battery charge time from what I've heard of other reviewers, but when I do purchase one in the near future, I'll give you guys my full opinion. Like I said, I do plan on making dozens of videos on this scooter because I think I'm really starting to get into the electric scooter market. It allows me to get around the city very easily and convenient, and pretty much borderline for free, besides the electricity that it costs to charge it. Like I said, when I go for a ride, I come back, I plug it in, and it is charging. So it is kind of like parking your electric vehicle. So if you have a Honda electric vehicle, if you have a Prius, if you have a Tesla, you have the same mentality. When you get somewhere and it's possible to charge, becomes like a second nature for you. Also, I did get caught in the rain while riding it, and I was very, very worried that it was my first street ride on it, and sadly it was a little rain shower that came across us. The scooter did get pretty wet. It wasn't like soaked, it was under a hose for 20 minutes, but it was under rain for about 10-15 minutes, and I do not see any issues with it. I do not see any rusting, I do not see any paint chipping away, etc. So, which is nice. So if it does rain, you can just stick it out, and if it needs a wash, that is a free wash for your scooter. Let me know what you guys think. Do you guys think ES1-300 is worth the money that you'll be paying for it? Or is it better just to jump in and buy something more expensive that is going to give you more bang for the buck? I know that Swagger is also a very big scooter company. They have built-in app support for their scooters. They do fold. They does have support for a heavier weight. I believe it's 270 pounds, and it is in the similar price range as this scooter. So I might be getting one as a comparison. Like I said, I did mention in my original video that I do want to have a foldable one. The foldable aspect of it, I also researched and commentary from a few other people saying that the foldable models do break a lot faster than the non-foldable ones. And although they didn't provide an explanation, my main reasoning is that because of a lot of the wiring being in the hinge of the scooter, if you're constantly folding and unfolding those scooters, you're going to create wear and tear on the wires. And I'm sure there is aftermarket shops that do sell the wirings associated with it. I quickly looked online and I did see a couple different shops, but fingers crossed we will not have to do that. Now I do want to create some road test videos for you guys in the near future. I just have to figure out how I'm going to rig a camera on it. I do keep both of my hands on the handlebars, and it is the safer way to ride. And no matter what, I've seen people ride different models, and it's not like they're cruising with one hand on their electric scooter, kind of how some people drive the car. I'm not sure what this is. This looks like I'm doing a weird hokey pokey, but that is not the point. So if I could change some things about the scooter, what would they be? I wish they were beefier tires. With the beefier tires, that would create a lot more absorption. Now, the nice portion about these tires, you do not need to pump them like you would on a bicycle tire or any other vehicle that has built-in air in its tires. These tires do not pop, which is a good and a bad thing. So it allows you to ride in more conditions, but like I said, you do feel a lot of that traction. If you do live in a hilly or a mountain town, no, this is probably not the best scooter for you. You might want to have something with a little bit more kick to it. I know that a lot of heavier duty scooters are going for about $1,000 to $1,200. But do keep in mind, this is an entry electric scooter. So as they have entry electric vehicles compared to something like Tesla, this is much cheaper. Now you can, like I said, I did mention that you can upgrade a lot of the features, but the dollars do start adding up. So if you cannot afford something that is super expensive right off the bat, and you want to modify it and expand your scooter over time, this once again might be a great purchase for you. That is something I'm going to be doing with it. And hopefully you will see the transformation of the scooter with a cute little basket and a nice battery pack in the near future. Anyways guys, I just wanted to give you a quick update of my scooter experience. Before this it was just in the hallways, now it is an actual road test. Let me know if you have one of these, if you have any additional questions about this electric scooter. I would love to make another video on it. I will try to make at least one video a week dedicated on the scooter for the next couple of months as I upgrade with it, as I play around, as I might change some things on it, and as I get more experience riding this beast. Anyways guys, thank you very much for all the support, and especially special shout out goes to Reddit once again. Keep in mind the new Sputnik ENT website will be coming out beginning of next month, hopefully, if nothing crazy happens in the world. If you want to stay in touch with me on social, all the social links will be out in the description of this video. And like I said, I do want to create a conversation. Do you ride electric scooters? If you do, which ones? If you have any questions about this particular scooter, this is the only one I can answer questions about so far. Anyways, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.